So, some more triangle strategy. Some more strategies with triangles. I have now finished up, I think I've basically finished up the video essay on, like, humanity and video games and whatnot. I hope to publish it here soon. If I put this in the playlist of the HD 2D series, which is Octopath Traveler Triangle Strategy and then Live Alive, then that video would probably be in place in the playlist in the part just before this one, probably. Anyway, there's that. Also, I hit up on the right stick, and apparently that counts as an input for going through stuff here. Also, I don't know why the chat isn't showing up here. I actually do plan on switching over to Stream Elements in the near future here. Life has been pretty busy, so I haven't had the chance to properly do it yet. Because I've been busy with a bunch of other stuff. I haven't even done a freaking stream in 4 days for any game. Usually I do it at least every other day, but this is the last proper week of university, so I've had my hands full and busy, and this week is still gonna be pretty crazy. But I just need a change of pace tonight. I just needed something to, like, chill with. And hey, Triangle Strategy is basically cutscene simulator anyway, so here we are. Anyway, the chat isn't showing up, but hello, Guzma. Hope you are doing well today. How go things? Are things swell? I hope so.
Serenoa, making a valiant stand in defense of the Rosellan village, slays Silvio Tellior. Word of their disobedience reaches the Holy One, who sends an army to conquer the heretics. With the enemy only a day's march from their doorstep, House Wolfort and the Roselle scramble to mount one last stand. Time is of the essence.
Chapter 12, In the Still of the Night. Alright, I guess we're gonna do an investigation in the Rosellan village. Hello, Nishar. How are you doing today? On this fine day so far where it's just started out as morning over there. Okay, I guess this is the only thing here. Sereno wonders what recourse is left for them, knowing that not much time remains until the Hyzantian army arrives. So this is like an investigation thing. Now, apparently, there's no voting this chapter. There's no, like, vote during chapter 12. But there is something important to the true ending. I have, like, a list of things that I need to do that all leads towards apparently finding the key of the Roselle. Whatever that means. Whatever it is, it's something important to the true ending, so I'm gonna freaking follow the anyone can cook easy steps over here and figure it out.
So that's the size of it. House Wolfort has gone to such great lengths for us.
It was our decision and ours alone. Your people brought nothing upon us.
It is as Serenoa says. We are happy to do all that we can to protect you.
Forgive me, Lady Frederica, but your mother was Lady Orlea, was she not? You came to our rescue just as she did. I cannot help but feel 'twas fated to be so.
You knew my mother?
Where did you hear of this, Jerome? I've told you not a whit about her.
I overheard whispers between my mother and father long ago. Why would the elders labor to keep such information secret?
Well, truth be told, we feared being persecuted anew.
And so your greatest fears have come true. Pray, hide no longer, and tell Lady Frederica what you know.
You know the history of Hyzant's oppression of the Roselle, yes? Then you know of the Rosellan revolt that occurred 30 years ago. Your mother, Lady Orlea, led that uprising at the source. She led us to freedom from Hyzant's rule, here to the Wolfort domain. She was a woman of great courage. She even left a sizable gash upon the goddess's statue as we departed.
The statue that stands tall in the source. I've never heard tell of this gash.
I reckon not. Hyzant would never admit to such a thing. But we, Roselle, know the truth.
I had no idea my mother was involved with the revolt, let alone led it.
And it was my father who gave them this land to settle.
That he did. Lady Orlea, for her part, vowed to fight on, to liberate those who remained in Hyzant. The rest of us, battered and bruised in the escape, parted ways with her and remained here to live out our days in peace.
And so she eventually found her way to Esfrost, where she was taken in. I thank you for sharing such a wonderful chapter of my mother's history.
I hear she rallied the people to her cause with these words. The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessing spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
How much of this have you heard?
Hold. I beg you, recite those words once more.
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
So there exists a key that gives the lie to the goddess's teachings. With that in hand, we can yet confront Hyzant.
Pray tell, good elder, what might it look like?
Alas, I fear I do not know.
I know not to what they were referring, but my parents always said Lady Orlea left it in this village.
Then the key is here. Jerome, please. We would speak with your parents at once.
I'm afraid that's not possible. They both passed many moons ago.
We must find this key, Lord Serenoa. I know it sounds like a fool's errand, but I feel we have no other choice.
I agree. 'Tis a slight hope, but hope nonetheless. Let the search begin.
Do you know what I just realized? When I loaded this up and we got past the first couple cutscenes there, I forgot to load my other save file. I forgot to load the save file that I was grinding in. So this is the one where we started like the new chapter. This was the save file that I was grinding in, and I forgot to load that one instead. So whoops. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of cutscenes. Not sure if I can match Xenoblade's 10 hours of cutscenes in the end, but Xenoblade is way more visually appealing. That's why an abundance of cutscenes isn't that noticeable. I feel like I've watched more than 10 hours of cutscenes in this so far. Like, I have 33 hours apparently. At least 10 hours of that have to have been cutscenes. Like, I would be surprised if it was less than 10 hours at this point. But yeah, in something like Xenoblade, there's the super high quality cutscenes that are super well animated for like the crazy segments and whatnot, and then for like the misc kind of stuff, it's just like, oh, here's a bunch of like preset animations for them to go through and whatnot. And the voice acting is also just better in that game. Like, some of the characters in this game do have really good voice acting, but some of the characters just don't really do it for me in this game. The biggest one being Serenoa, honestly. Yeah, he doesn't really do much for me. Anyway, I was grinding this map over here. Was the thing. Turns out this one is like treasure chests and stuff, and you can open them up and get items, so I got some items and stuff. And then there's Pokemon where all the cutscenes are the misc category. Yeah. What even are Pokemon cutscenes nowadays? Anyway, I've gained some levels and stuff. I got like a few items and thingamabobs. Let's go start that investigation. So today was a decently long day. Today was the final day of actual classes for... Oh, I got a character story by doing all that grinding and stuff. Do I want to tell this story right now? I'll tell it during the investigation. I'll talk about today, like, after the investigate... or during the investigation. That's what I think I'll do.
A whole day of hunting, and this is all I have to show for it. Wanted to give Lord Serenoa something meaty for once.
A deer is no easy prey. You are a skilled hunter.
One deer to your 3 boar? It's plain who the better of us is. I don't reckon you let a single one escape. Could be hunting is your true calling.
Perhaps. Before I was knighted, I was keeper of the Hawk's Roost. And besides, I come from a long line of hunters.
That's so. And what drove you to fight men for a living?
Lenbrook put out a call for Hawk Riders, that they might challenge S. Frost's aerial superiority. I answered that call. My training was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but I won a position in the Kingsguard, where I petitioned to serve Prince Roland personally.
Seeing you in action, I'm sure you could have made a fine commander. Yet you stuck by the prince's side.
Yes, I did. Flugy has yet to return. I hope he isn't in danger.
What's this then? A traveler out here all alone, huh? And in sore need of protection by my reckoning. Hand over your coin purse and maybe we can reach an arrangement.
Bandits? Here? How could I be so careless?
I'd advise against running. There's nowhere for you to go. Enough! Are you hurt?
I'm fine, thanks to you. Had you not showed up when you did, I could have ended up dead. You have my gratitude.
Is that your hawk? It guided me here. I was in the middle of a hunt, but your bird cried out as if calling to me. Thank heavens I did not loose that arrow. I've never known hawks could be so wise.
His name is Flugy, and he's more than my hawk. He's my closest companion.
The bandits are growing more bold by the day. 'Tis best you returned home.
Wait! I have scarce little to give in the way of coin, but still, there must be something I can do to repay you.
Think nothing of it. It is the royal family's duty to protect our subjects.
The royal... Good heavens! You're Prince Roland! Forgive me, Your Highness.
There's no need for all that stuffy formality. May we meet again soon.
Yes, Your Highness. That was my first meeting with the prince. He saved my life, and for that, I shall be forever in his debt. I could settle for no less than the Kingsguard.
Sereno's convictions have been strengthened. Well, great. All right, now we start the investigation again. Now I skipped the cutscenes this time because I did it in the wrong save file. Whoops. Oh, well. Oh, well. So we just saw these, so I'll go ahead and skip them this time. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. All right, let's just see here. Let's see what's going on in this investigation. We know the key is in this village, though precisely what form it takes still eludes us. I need more information. If the key does indeed remain in the village, I will find it. I must. Okay, I'm gonna save here really quickly now. So, this little flowchart that I got off of, I think it was Reddit, that helps guide me towards the true ending and such. Apparently, if you find the key of the Roselle, then you, like, progress down the path that gets you the true ending and whatnot. But it also says that if you fail to find the key of the Roselle, apparently it just ends and you get a bad ending and it returns you to the investigation. If that's the case, I want to see this for myself really quickly. Let's just see here. Like, oh no, I didn't find it. What do I do? What happens? Let's see. I'm curious.
The sun rises.
This is gonna be a bad ending then.
Nothing to show for it.
Yeah, because we did nothing. We
I
skipped
have a favor to
investigation.
ask of you. And what might that be?
Take Frederica and get out of here.
Serenoa.
Please, live on.
And what will you do?
I shall stay here.
You said I was a member of House Wolfort. Please do not tell me that was a lie. I shall stay here with you, as your wife.
Frederica.
As will I. I fight with you to the end, my friend.
Roland.
I will protect the prince until my dying breath.
And I refuse to leave Frederica's side. Benedict.
Anna, you...
Say no more. I am with you.
Anna.
Stop sulking, all of you. This ain't like House Wolfort at all.
I suppose you're right. We must go forward with our heads held high until the very end.
Will none of you go? Truly? I see. Then we make our stand together. Today may be the day the Wolfort name vanishes from history. But we have nothing to fear. For our memory shall be engraved deep within the very souls of the Byzantine army. They will remember that Wolfort fought proudly in this land of Norzelia.
The Byzantine army strikes at dawn, sieging the Rosellan village where House Wolfort entrenches themselves. Despite the overwhelming difference in their military might, the battle rages on. That night, the Wolfort name vanishes from the map of Norzelia. Some say they were tragic heroes who remained true to their beliefs until the end. Others insist they were merely visionless dreamers who touted justice. But soon, even the voices that speak of them vanish. All that remains is fire and blood. The war rages on, none knowing when it will end.
There it is, we beat the game. Hope you all enjoyed this playthrough of Triangle Strategy. It was great, huh? Game over! It appears you're unable to find an important key. Try searching again. If you did not save, load the autosave data. Thank goodness for autosaves. It's nice how it does that. I think that's the only bad ending in the game, is if you fulfill the conditions to get up to that point or that you fail to find the Rosellan key. I think that's the only bad ending in the game. that was something. That is nice how it gives you like the reminder of like, oh, if you didn't save, then just load the autosave, my guy. that's handy there. All right, well that was the bad ending. So I have a list of thingamabobs to do here. Hold on. So enter the top home and speak with the elder. Okay, what's the top home then? Is it like this? But sometimes when I tap it, it turns like the 45 degrees like immediately. Sometimes it just turns normally. The heck is the top home? Is it just this then? I mean top home. But yeah. Wait, is my chat box is on? Maybe it just didn't show up there. It's weird if the game just kills you in a cutscene and doesn't even allow you to try to battle to the end. I guess they really, really want you to get the Rosellan key in this. Like, if you've gone down the route to this point. Like, as I'm looking at this flowchart, that is the only thing that results in bad ending. everything... Was it on the ladder? Was there a door there? Well, it looks like the Elder's here, so I guess it must be the right place. Azure Crystal, that sounds cool. Yeah, looking at this handy-dandy flowchart that I've been referring to here. Wow, I don't remember who made it, but if I remember, I can give proper credit later if anybody wants this image, but where I got it from and such, because it was really handy-dandy, so big thanks to the person who made this. The only result that results in a bad ending is that. So in this game that's all about your choices and what paths you go down, if you've gotten to this point, it really, really wants you to get the Rosellan key. Alright, speak with the Elder. Okay. I know nothing of any key. You'll find nothing of any import in her. Oh, I just got an Azure Crystal or whatever the heck that was, I think. I just collected some surprise taxes. We took such great pains to flee the source, that our past continues to haunt us. Perhaps we are tainted after all. Okay. So after talking with the Elder, I go outside, and I speak to Benedict after speaking with the Elder. Hi, Benedict. I wonder why the village Elder would so vehemently deny the key's existence. I should almost like to search his home myself. Preferably while he was away, though I know he would not grant such a request from the likes of me. Okay, and then you need to speak to Frederica after speaking with Benedict. Where? Frederica? Frederica, hello? Where the hell? Also, I'm so sad that freaking... Where is he? Was it... Where's Jerome? I don't even know. There's Frederica. I'm so sad that freaking Ferdinand von Roselle isn't a playable character in this game. Oh, yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints. Yeah, here she is, seems like. I should like to search the Elder's home, but I know he'll never grant me permission. It pains me to ask you this, but might you be able to draw him out of his house for a moment? Ordinarily, I would not stand for deceiving an old man. Oh, I was playing Elden Ring recently or something, and now there's my inputs on screen. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that out of there. Ordinarily, I would not stand for deceiving an old man, but I agree that this may be the only chance we get. Okay. Elder, forgive me, but may I speak with you outside for a moment? An audience outside with Lady Frederica? To what do I owe the honor? And what would you ask of me? Is it about my incredible collection of bottle caps? I show them off to all the ladies. Okay, then you, re-enter the Elder's home and inspect the rug. The rug? Oh. Oh. I found the thing? A box hidden beneath the rug? It would seem the Elder did have something to hide. Oh no. Lewd pictures, I mean a rock. Perhaps this rock is the key that will show us the way forward. You learned about the pink rock. It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. Perhaps this rock will be the key to show us the way forward. You learned all that you can about the pink rock. Okay, thanks, thanks game. Anyway, this week has been pretty busy wrapping up the last little bits of university stuff. I wound up giving a presentation in my class on social robots and AI. He had a rock bottom. He did. He literally did. And for the presentation for this class, each of us that was presenting today had a reading to do, and I did mine on something called the blurring test, which is something that in my video essay on like humanity and whatnot that I plan on publishing here pretty soon. I have like a little bit of a note about at the end because I found it really interesting. So there's the Turing test where it's like the idea is like, it's basically a thought experiment that's like, would this be a way that a computer could prove to a human that it's a human? The blurring test is like, what about like a human trying to prove to a computer that they're human, essentially? So there was this chatbot called Mr. Mind that ran from 1998 to 2014 that people could talk to, and their goal was to try to convince this AI of their humanity. Nobody could pass it. It was not possible to convince this AI that you were human with words and such. But its purpose was not for you to like pass a test and prove your humanity. Its whole purpose was to like get you thinking. And some of the user responses to it were really interesting. Some people reflecting on like, I can't prove my humanity to you. It's only myself that it's important that I prove my humanity to, or maybe I've proven my humanity to myself in some way. And it was I don't know, it was interesting, but I gave a presentation on that, and after the class, I wound up for the very first time going to a Taekwondo club that was on campus, which I'd heard about for a while, but today was my first time actually going and trying it out, because I've been trying to get back into Taekwondo again after COVID kind of threw a wrench into the works there. But since I've been doing it since I was like 4 for the most part, like it's something really big to me. And while I do like my dojang and whatnot, and I adore the people there, and what's this, a mirror, an old rusted one at that? Eh? But why? Most people are freaking out of my age range there, essentially, and I feel so out of place. Like, I swear, at my dojang there, most people either quit when they reach their first degree black belt, or when they've graduated high school. So, like, even in the quote-unquote adult classes, I'm like the one college student. I'm just surrounded by, like, all these high school kiddos, and I feel so out of place, you know? And it's not as much of a social kind of environment, because in that environment there, it's like most of the students see me more of as like an authority figure rather than someone to like talk with and be friends with and whatnot. So I thought that this might be a good opportunity to meet some people. So it was an interesting first class there. It seems like in terms of technique, I have, you know, a lot of experience at this point, what with me testing for 3rd degree black belt nowadays. So like my technique is up there and able to, you know, stand up to, you know, the stuff that they're doing and do it well and whatnot. But my fitness level, that's another question there, as I'm like this stick of a guy that freaking is surrounded by all these college students that are like very fitness-esque, workout-esque kind of people. And well, let's just say my legs are kind of destroyed, but it was a good workout. It was definitely a good workout, which is why today I just kind of wanted to take it easy and just be like, yeah, let's just put my legs up and just like watch cutscenes in Triangle Strategy. Yeah, I'm the boomer of Taekwondo, at least in my classes at my actual dojang there. But in this environment that I went to, it was nice in the sense that I'm surrounded by all these people my age, and it's like we have that common ground and whatnot of us all trained together there, as opposed to me like being surrounded by all these like high school students, you know. Which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy training with them and whatnot, but I can't help but feel like out of place in a sense, and I wish that there were more college students there in the class with me, more people closer to my age that I could relate to better and whatnot. So it was interesting. My classes at my dojang typically go for an hour, so they're like a lot more condensed. This Taekwondo club goes on for like 2.5 hours, so it's a long time, but it was interesting. I'll probably try to go back again at some point, but it was interesting. I'm probably gonna wake up like half dead tomorrow, because after you do like crazy workout stuff, you don't feel it too much on the day of. You feel it the next day, so I can't wait to like not be able to get out of bed tomorrow. Whenever I look at my children, I'm reminded that we cannot bow to Hyzant's demands. Yeah, I agree there. Well, I'm afraid I have none to tell, my dear. I endeavor to forget the past. If there are any stories you remember of days gone by, should love to hear them. Anything at all will do. I guess I should have seen that first, whatever. So yeah, that was my day, and then I came home, and I do have some other stuff to work on for this week, but I was like, you know, I just want to like watch cutscenes in Triangle Strategy tonight. I was originally going to stream some Xenoblade Chronicles X, because I haven't streamed that in a little while, but I was like, you know what, the most chill time is literally just Triangle Strategy cutscenes. I know we mean to search the village, but what are we searching for? The pink rock, apparently. I have no idea what the pink... Wait, is it a salt rock? I have no idea what this could be and why it's like the key to somehow this is the thing that'll like disprove the Byzantine religion or something like that. Is this like a different kind of salt rock? Is it like pink salt or something like that? That's what it is if I had to guess. I don't know what it would have to do with their religion. Understandably, you once registered for a movie project with your girlfriend until you knew us that only kiddos are there. You were 18 at the time. I just felt very out of place and such there. Yeah, it's like, I do love my dojang. I love the people there. The instructors, it's a family-run business and run by the master of the dojang and his son, who's the head instructor. And they're both such nice people, and you know, I very much look up to them both and whatnot. But I would like an environment with more people my age, you know. Would like an environment where I feel like I fit in a lot better, you know. Like, I feel like a little bit of a sore thumb over there. But I do love the dojang that I go to. It's a great place, and they've been so kind to me there. Like, so around the end of last year, after my Oppa had passed away, and life stuff was being turned upside down, and everything was crazy. It still is a little bit crazy with busyness nowadays. I come to Taekwondo and I was like, hey, I'd like to get back into training, but I don't know if I could commit to a schedule right now because everything's a little bit crazy. And the head instructor of the dojang, he told me, you know what, you're one of our longest time students here, so out of the days that we do adult class training, any days that you're available, just feel free to stop in and do some training. Don't worry about paying for now. Like, don't worry about it. If you feel like training, just come in and train. We'd be glad to have you here. And a couple weeks ago when I went in and I said, like, hey, first of all, thanks again for letting me do this. He essentially told me, hey, don't worry about it. Can we expect to see you in, like, more frequently, or see you in any more anytime soon? And man, they're so nice. There's such nice people. Like, the whole reason I do 2 24-hour charity streams each year. I typically do one in November through Extra Life for the Stolly Children's Hospital, and one in May for Larch, which is not-for-profit that helps those with developmental disabilities. The reason why I do that is because of my Taekwondo dojang that typically does a fundraiser each year at that time of year for Larch, because they very much believe in the importance of giving back to the community. They haven't been able to do their fundraiser for the past couple of years because of COVID, but I've continued doing the 24-hour charity streams anyway. So I'll probably do another one coming up this May for Larch once again because of them. But yeah, I do love that dojang there. The people there, like the head instructor and the master, are so nice and incredible people, but you know, I'm a little bit out of place there, so I'd like to have like a mix of environments. So after this semester wraps up and I try to get my life on a schedule, I think I'd like to get it back into a scheduled Taekwondo at like my regular dojang, and maybe even like once a week at this Taekwondo club at university. Maybe do like a little bit of a mix of both. We'll see. I'm figuring things out right now. We'll see how things go. Welcome back, Kuzma. Yeah, I got classes ending soon. It's 2 days from now. That's my final class, but I'll have a couple final exams after that and like some assignments to wrap up and stuff. The biggest assignment I've been working on lately being the video essay on humanity in video games, which I can show a little bit of. For this social robots and AI class, I've mentioned before a couple times how I've been working on, I decided to do a video essay on this as like a creative work. So this is essentially, where's my display capture 1? This is essentially my final project that I'm submitting for this class, and it's gonna be like an actual video essay that I publish on my channel. So I uploaded another draft version earlier today to make sure that like I didn't get any copyright claims or anything like that, and I didn't. So it should be fair game to publish it this Friday, most likely. I hope, and then I can, you know, submit it for this class. I'll probably have ads off for like the first couple days because it'd be pretty unprofessional to like submit an assignment and my teacher has to like watch an ad so I get like a penny or two. That'd be pretty silly. So I'll probably keep ads off for a little while, then only turn it on later. But yeah, good luck with it. Hope you pass them. I appreciate it there, Kuzma. So it seems charity streams will happen around May and November from now on. That's the way that it's been up until this point. That's probably the way that it'll continue happening and whatnot. Already have an idea how my semesters at university will still be going? That's a funny story there. Let's see here. I have a whole Excel sheet that I made to plan out my whole post-secondary path. Do I want to tell the story right now? Screw it, I'll tell the story right now. So, I was a little bit late to trying to enroll at the university that I really wanted to go to, so I was only able to enroll at a different university. So I did my first year at this one institution, and then I applied for the institution that I'm at now. So for my second year, sorry, YouTube copyright claimed it. Imagine though. Wacky that'd be. But yeah, and then I started my second year at this other place, which I'm doing classes at nowadays. And it makes sense for me to be there over my first place because it's literally half the distance from my home. It takes me half an hour to get there as opposed to an hour like my first university was. And it's a much more well-known university in general. Like here in Alberta, it's one of the much more well-known, or here in Canada in general, honestly, it's one of the much more well-known universities. And this is one of the common places for a lot of people like immigrating to do post-secondary studies will come to. So like it's a good place to be. And it's a good thing to have on a resume and such. I also work at that university with my with my research assistant job where I help out with data and databases and whatnot. So I can just do my classes and then walk to work, so it makes a lot of sense. So I transferred over, and I did year 2 and year 3 at this university. And then there was a semester that absolutely kicked my ass. It was right around when COVID was starting, and the class that was kicking my ass the most was this class on what programming thing was it? Was it my databases class, or was that a previous semester? I think it was one of the higher level computing classes. Now, things have been a little bit sketchy when it comes to my computing science thing up to this point already, considering, you know, computing science is supposed to be my major, but at my first university, there was 2 100 level, 2 first-year computing science courses. So you'd think when I transferred to the second university that the first 100 level would transfer to the first 100 level, and the second 100 level would transfer to the second 100 level. No, this didn't happen. For whatever reason, the second 100 level at my first university transferred for the first 100 level at my second university, which means I had to do the second 100 level again. And when I did it, it suddenly made sense why it was, you know, why it didn't just directly transfer over, because turns out the material was actually quite a bit different. So, like, even though I had already done like a full year worth of computing science, I felt decently behind when I was redoing the second 100 level because the material was like completely different, and now I didn't have the backing of the first 100 level that I would have gotten at the second university. So I was already like in a bad position, in addition to not getting like all the freaking credits that I wanted because some things didn't transfer over, like that one first 100 level didn't transfer over. And I think my German classes didn't transfer over either. I did like a couple German courses in my first university, interestingly enough. A couple beginner German courses, just because like beginner was the only thing that was offered there rather than higher level stuff. So that happened. So by the time I started getting into like a second year computing science, I was like extra behind because of that. And this one class, oh my goodness, this one class. The lectures were so dang boring. The professor felt like they didn't want to be there and were just like so monotone and drab about it the whole time. And then the labs were run by these 2 TAs that look like they're probably in like their late 20s or something like that. One of them did not give a shit about like anything going on. It was just like laid back chilling, like, oh, I guess I'll bother to help you out if you raise your hand, I guess, like, eh. And the other guy was like just a massive jerk to all the guys and like a really close suck up to all the girls. Like I remember I would ask him a question about the assignment, and one of his responses once was literally, well, you think you'd at least be learning something from the lectures. Or there was this one lab assignment that I did where I had my program done in the way that I thought it was supposed to be done, and then that one TA comes to like mark it as done or not done, and well, he tells me that I was actually supposed to do something different, and like looks at the words and says like, you're supposed to do this, and I forget what exactly the instructions were, but looking at the wording, the way that I interpreted it like still is a way that made perfect sense to me, and I explained to him like the way I interpreted these words and made a program that was still perfectly functional with the way that I interpreted it, but he literally just looked at me and he laughed and he said, well, it's pretty obvious if you actually read it. Like, I was so close to breaking down in tears in that lab so many times. And it's not one of those classes where you can just like do the labs at home. It's one of the ones where the assignment is only given to you at the beginning of the lab, and you have 3 hours to do it and submit it, and it's either marked done or not done. That one was marked not done, by the way, by the asshole TA. So that happened. I was struggling so much in that class. It is the class that I have struggled the most with, like, ever. And that's saying something concerning the calculus classes I've done that ruined everything. That was easily the class I struggled in the most, and honestly, I was worried about passing that class. I was really worried about passing it. By the end of the semester, I looked at my grades, and I passed it. I was so hyped that I passed that class, because I was really worried that I wouldn't. But then, I got like a freaking letter from the university. Uh-oh, your GPA was too low this semester. We're kicking you out of your program. So, I got kicked out of my program because of that semester, after I was so hyped that I passed that class. So I was in a Bachelor of Science with specialization in computing science. so I couldn't do that anymore unless I do something else and get good enough grades to go back into that down the line. So I had to apply for a Bachelor of Science with General Science. Honestly, I don't know what the difference is, because whether I'm doing like a Bachelor of Science with specialization in computing science or a Bachelor of Science just general science, either way, I can still get a major in computing science. So I literally don't know what the difference is, but I had to apply for a general science with a major in computing science because apparently the GPA expectation isn't as high. But as is with universities, it's going to take 3,000 years for them to be like, oh, are we going to accept you in? Are we not? Who knows? So a year and a half ago-ish or something like that, I had to go to another new institution. So my city has 3 big institutions. There's a lot of different universities around this city, but the 3 most well-known universities were my first university, my second university as my most well-known one, and then the third place that I went to for the 1 semester when I was kicked out, which technically isn't a university. It's a place that works in like the trades and whatnot, and you can do like certificate-related stuff there. What the heck? I just swallowed some shit. Oh man. So I did an open study semester there, and it was interesting. It was in the middle of COVID, so like, you know, all my classes were online and such. It was a lot more hands-on of an institution, which I found really fascinating. But one of my freaking group projects, holy crap, there was this one girl who, if you agree with what she said, she would be like super nice. But if you disagree with her on like anything, she'll treat you like you're just some like piece of shit that like insulted her character in some way, when it's like, no, that's not what happened. I believe, I know that the game that I was in the middle of at the time was Watch Dogs Legion. I know that there was some part where I told the story more specifically, because it's not as recent. I don't remember it as well nowadays. Now I want to find out, what part was this? It was in Watch Dogs Legion. Oh, I'm looking at my Watch Dogs Legion playlist really quickly. What part was it? I know I told the story once during that. Where was the thing we're about? I think it was during the main story. What was it? Gosh, I don't even remember. It was something in Watch Dogs Legion. Gosh dang it, because now after the stream, I want to go listen back to this old part myself. I don't know where it is. Gosh darn it. I don't know if I gave it a title, something along those lines or not. Gosh darn it, I don't remember. Anyway, so that turned into a little bit of a semester from hell because of that group project, so that kind of sucked. And then after that 1 semester was done, I was accepted into my main university again and started going back there, and that's where I am to this day. I still haven't been able to transfer my credit from the place that I did this open study semester at, so I'm a few classes behind because of that. Every time I would send an email to somebody, I would never get a response for whatever reason. So that kind of sucked. But so I've kind of been waiting for things to go back in person, which they have been lately. So pretty soon I'm gonna have to go like try to talk to somebody in person about about transferring my credit from this other institution. So I'm a few classes behind. And for the past several years, I haven't been doing like a full 5 course load, so I'm a little bit behind because of that. So I'm in my 5th year right now, but at the end of the day, my 4-year program is probably going to take me at least like 7 years or something like that. Where's my post-secondary planning thingamabob sheet that I made? Which drive did I have it on? I don't remember here. Let's see here. Ah, here it is. I have like a whole Excel spreadsheet that I use to keep track of like all the classes that I need. So I need 4 more, no, a bit more than that, computing science courses. I need a couple more 200 level computing science, or just any level computing science courses, it looks like. I need to do 3 300 level ones, so 3 third-year ones, which I still haven't done after all this mayhem, even though I'm in my 5th year, and 1 400 level course. But it turns out, with regards to like computing specifically, I only actually need to do 1 300 level computing course, not 3. Because I'm going for a certificate in game design where you have to do 2 specific classes and then you have to choose 4 of 7 in this group. And 2 of those ones are computing courses, interestingly enough. So if I'm doing these computing courses for this certificate in video game design anyway, then I don't need to worry about, you know, they'll overlap into my major in computing science goes in, after all. So, ow, my freaking nose. So there's that. So I currently have one of the 2 required courses for my certificate in game development done. I have 1 done out of 4 that I need. Like, there's 7, I need to do 4 of them. I have 1 done right now, and they don't offer all of them every semester. So part of the reason why I don't do a full course load is because, like, so seldom it seems like they're actually offering the courses that I need for this, like, niche stuff, you know? So that sucks. Like, this past semester, I literally haven't been taking any classes that directly commit to my degree apart from getting credits. Like, I've been taking a class on social robots, as I've talked about. I've been taking a history class that studies how history is told. And I've been taking a class on resilience. Blah, loose hair in my mouth. Blah, meh. None of these apply to, like, my degree in computing science or video games. Because none of the things that could contribute to my degree were offered this semester. It sucks. This was a very confusing semester because the first 2 months were online, and then after 2 months they were like, okay, we're back in person again. So I think everyone was just kind of confused. So I need 72 credits in science, and I currently have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, not including this semester though, of my few classes there. I need 14 classes for 42 credits in, like, anything else, and I'm currently at 6 for, like, the anything else. Well, again, not including this semester. And it also doesn't include those 3 classes that I did at the other institution, because I still need to transfer them over. All my junior core requirements are done at this point, so yeah, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more sciences, which I guess would just be 6, because my social robots one would probably contribute to that. So 6 more in sciences, and then 8 more in anything else, which I guess would just be 6 more. So 6 more for each after you count this semester. And it would just be 3 left in anything else if you count, like, my transfer credit from the other place. So, geez, by the time that I'm actually done with all the courses that I need to do, I might have more credits than I need, because, my goodness, it seems like they're so seldom offering the stuff that I actually need. So, it is well possible that I might continue, like, doing university on the side of, like, doing more job-related stuff, like maybe continue doing part-time work at the university, maybe see if I can find part-time work somewhere else, and maybe do, like, maybe 1 or 2 classes that contribute to my degree at a time or something like that. Because it seems like a lot of the time that might be the most I'm able to do, because they're not always offering the classes that I need. Because, like, this weird niche-specific stuff, like, you know, this stuff that contributes towards the certificate in game design. I'm really surprised that they don't offer the computing classes that I need more often. You'd think that would be more popular. Anyway, that's that. So, I have no idea how much longer university is going to take for me. That's been the story of, like, my crazy road to get up to this point. And, yeah, I'm just in the middle of, like, what's even going on right now. But, you know, I am making slow and steady progress and such, but, you know, I really wish they could more frequently offer the courses that contribute towards the certificate in game design, or the computing courses I specifically want to do. But, who knows, I hope I can transfer over that other stuff there. We'll see here. Anyway, I'll catch up on the chat stuff I missed there. I was reading some of it mentally as I was telling my story there and whatnot. I had those kinds of classes too, with the professors that are just and whatnot. Jerks, a professor at university has a large problem, unfortunately. Yep. Some stuff you work if have huge egos and it's almost impossible for you to work with them. Can't make up any excuse or say anything back if they tell you something. Just have to say yes, chef, no, chef, sorry, chef. Some people. So those people have power and work in those positions where they control others with authority. They act like assholes and have huge egos. It sucks when there's people like that in those positions. I wish that all my professors that I had were like my social robots and AI class that I've been doing recently. I wish all my professors were like that. The professor in this class was so awesome. Like today, when we were giving these presentations, she comes in with like this massive box full of mandarins and these tiny little canisters of Pringles and was like, I brought snacks for the final day while presentations are being had. Everybody come up and get some snacks. Here's like unhealthy snack and healthy snack. Take whatever you want. So my professor there is so nice. Like I've talked with my professor before about how this semester has been a little bit tricky for me in wake of like drama with like family stuff and whatnot going on lately. I'm trying to get my head in the game amidst spending more time with family and whatnot. And she's been like, hey, no problem, don't worry about that. I completely understand. If you want anyone to talk to you about that, I'll be here to listen. Or when I'm like checking in about assignments, the professor will be like, oh, I hope that like life stuff is going well and that stuff with the family's going all right. Like, she's so nice. She's always like checking in like that. It's great. I wish all my professors were like that. Or when it comes to this assignment, this like video essay that I've been doing, I first thought that maybe I needed to hand it in on the last day of class. I've told her like, I put a lot of work into my video essays. It might take a little bit more time to work on that. Or this other assignment that was due today, I'm not gonna have done yet because I was working on this video essay. So I told her I need a little bit more time, and I said I'm gonna try to get this video essay published on Friday, and she was like, oh, don't worry about it. You can even do it on like the weekend or something like that if that works better for you. I'm really excited to see your video essay. And it's like, wow, why can't all my professors be like this? This is great, you know? So like, I think that my professor in my social robots and AI classes has got to be like one of my favorite professors I've ever had. But yeah, the longer university goes, the longer this channel will hopefully be going. I think that this channel has kind of gotten to a point where even if I am doing full-time work, I'd still want to be doing this like on the side. I might not be doing things like video essays like as frequently if that was the case, but I'd still want to just be like playing games and having fun, because if I'm gonna be like playing video games anyway, then may as well do it like this, I figure, you know. may as well do it for the channel, I figure, is the point that's at. Like, I have done like full-time work in the middle of downtown during one of my summers in the midst of still being in Taekwondo full swing. This is before COVID started, and it's like, my goodness, my time to do content creation was just like, it was so seldom there. But I still did it for like some later in the day chilling, sometimes on days that I didn't have Taekwondo. I still did it on weekends when I could, because I still love doing it. So I feel like even when I graduate university and like pursue something else, like even if like channel stuff doesn't work out as like a long time career kind of stuff, which it probably won't, but fingers crossed, it's at the point nowadays where I may as well still keep doing it on the side. And it's making like enough revenue to warrant doing it as like a side job, at least through my video essays. So there's that. There's that, at least. Don't feel too bad. Your old man from college trying to get his master's in music. It's taking 8 years, but he's taking several to a dozen classes each semester. Jeez. He also needed 7 years instead of 5. It's really nothing to feel bad about. 7 years is just like my prediction, essentially. It might be something different. It might be a little bit longer than that, but it might be a kind of thing where it's like I'm just working while doing, you know, 1 or 2 classes on the side. It might be a situation like that. Who knows? And when it comes to things like that, I've come to terms with it, like, after, it was mostly after my left wrist got injured with Taekwondo, my left wrist and my right hip. And I was stuck in physiotherapy, getting needled with IMS for half a year to help fix me and such. That's the time where I really came to terms with, like, everyone has their own journeys, and there's no reason to feel bad about, like, your journey being harder or longer than others. Everyone just takes it at their own pace, and the true sign of your own determination is like how well you're able to like stick to your path even despite the hardships, you know. Who cares if someone's doing it like faster than you? Like, I don't know if I'm phrasing that too well. That's a different story for another day though. So long as you're financially stable with paying for tuition, yeah, I should well be. You'll push yourself with taking too many to graduate ASAP. Yeah, I'm not anymore. I learned my lesson after the first couple of years. But yeah, taking your time with fewer classes each semester gives you more time to concentrate and focus on trying to pass the class better to take time than rush and fail. Yeah, I've just been taking lighter course loads recently, trying to take it a bit more chill. And this summer, once this semester wraps up in like a week or two, I plan on this summer making a full-on schedule for my life. I want to make a schedule for coming into work for my research assistant job at the university. I want to make a schedule for streaming, so we'll have the first stream schedule since like last summer, I think. I want to have a schedule for Taekwondo, both like on campus maybe and at the dojang that I go to and such. Maybe have a schedule for spending time with family, for, you know, things like my Oma or my little cousins and stuff like that. I want to schedule and fix my life, and I'm going to be taking 2 online classes during the summer while I'm doing like all this other stuff. So we'll see how that goes. We shall see, but that's my plan there. Germany seems to be structured a bit differently, maybe around 20 credits per semester. 20 credits per semester. Here in at least this part of Canada. I don't know if it's different in different parts of Canada. One class is 3 credits, and a full course load is considered 5 classes. If you want to take more than 5 classes, you need to specifically, like, file a request to take more than 5 classes, or they won't let you otherwise. So, so there's that. In a situation in which mandatory classes are only offered every 4 years, that can really make it a bit difficult for the students. Jeez. Wonder if it's any situations like that for any of my video game classes and whatnot. But yeah, there's that. People who are nice like that enjoy their job and wish you had more people like that. Don't take advantage of their kindness or either. What, my professors? I'm not. Have you seen my freaking... I haven't been slacking off, neglecting working on this video essay. Have you seen the freaking... Here, I'll load up the thingamabob again. I haven't been, like, slacking, postponing this. I've been working my ass off on this for the past week and a half-ish to make, like, a short 23-minute video essay out of nowhere like this, you know? Like, I haven't been resting on my laurels. If I requested if I could make a video essay for this class, and she was like, sure, that'd be great. So I did. So I did. That's exactly what I did then. Anyway, hello, Mortis. How are you doing today? I mean, very few professors actually have social skills or are just in their position because of being good at their subject. They really are not good teachers, and it shows. Glad you at least have one good professor, though. Yeah, she was really solid. My history professor's pretty solid as well, and my resilience one literally never met her. This resilience course is online, and it's really weird. You just, like, do and fill out online modules. I've never met the professor of this class. It's really weird, honestly. So it wasn't exactly the best environment for teaching resilience, in my opinion. But but that's my opinion there, at least. But yeah, also in this history class, when it comes to bad professors, one of the history classes that we took, since it's a class all about telling history, we had a whole class dedicated to plagiarism, and we did some case studies looking at professors who had lost their position because they plagiarized or just straight up made up history. It was actually pretty funny. Anyway, yeah, I've been working my butt off on that. I'm not taking advantage of that by any means. Anyway, we have a video game to play. I should probably continue with that, right?